race fans. I'm Owen McCall coming to you from the New Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. It is July 14th, 2018, and we have our first feature event of the night, and it's the Bombers going for 20 laps. They literally just concluded the features. They just got the Ground Pounders Vintage Racing Club heat race done. And now they ran the Bombers out here to run for 20 laps tonight. Still ahead, we have two 50-lappers, one from the Super Stocks, one from the Sportsman. As they are, we have one car currently not on the track, and that is the 29 of James Anderson. But the cars that are on the track, and that first number 5 car, the red and white number 5, that is Mike McCormick. In the other 5 car, the black one with the Papa John's on the roof, that is Shane Sutorus. Then we have the 44 of Jared Zabele, the 25 of Dan Webb, the 77 of John Delancey, the 52 of John McCormick, and the 07 of Mike Scannell. So right now we have 7 Bombers set to roll off tonight for 20 laps of action. The 5 of Mike McCormick is going to lead him to the green, with the other 5 of Sutorus on the outside. And then in row 2, it's going to be the 44 of Zabele, the 25 of Dan Webb, and then it's going to be row 3, it's the 77 of John Delancey. So lights are off in the Daytona Dodge Pace Truck, actually. Next time by, they're going to go green. Mike McCormick going to lead them to the green in the 5. So Daytona Dodge Pace Truck pulling off of the track. Mike McCormick going to lead him to the green in the red and white number 5. Green flag is out. We're racing. Shane Sutorus gets a great run in the lead, but here comes Jared Zabele, the heat race winner, trying to get a good run. He gets into third past the 25 of Dan Webb. Now he's going to try and find a way around the 5 of Mike McCormick. He's going to go to the outside as they go through 3 and 4. Out on the outside as they go through 3 and 4, that is Jared Zabele. Here we go down the front straightaway. Lap 1 is going to be led by Sutorus, followed by Zabele. Here comes Dan Webb in the 25, trying to pull up into the 3rd spot, and that he will. Now we have a car off the pace in turn 4 on the apron. That is the 07 of Mike Scannell. Scannell won his first ever feature race in the Bomber Division last week, and he's the defending Bomber Points champion, so not good for him tonight, as Jared Zabele now trying to get around Sutorus. Zabele up high. Down through 1 and 2 they go. Jared Zabele not able to get a run on the outside. Sutorus still has the lead, but Zabele going to come back as they come up with 2. Down the back straightaway, side by side with the lead, the 44 of Jared Zabele up high. The 5 of Sutorus down low. New leader, Jared Zabele. But no, Sutorus going to fight back on the inside. Sutorus, here we go off of turn 4, side by side with the lead. Sutorus on the bottom. Zabele up top, to the line. Jared Zabele leads this lap. So Jared Zabele led the lap by the front of the car as they go down through 1 and 2. Zabele still up top. And new leader, Jared Zabele, he's cleared Sutorus. Now here comes the 25 of Dan Webb to the inside of Sutorus' number 5. Down through 3 and 4 we go. Dan Webb trying to get around the 5 of Sutorus in the 25. Down the front straightaway we go. Sutorus looks like he hung on to second by a nose, but meanwhile this side-by-side battling is good for Zabele. Dan Webb is trying to pull into the 2nd spot off of 2. Looks like he has a run on the bottom. And it looks like down the back straightaway into turn 3, Dan Webb is going to clear Sutorus. And he'll tuck right back into line. Mike McCormick still lurking in the 4th spot. Mike McCormick trying to get around Sutorus. So the battle of the two 5 cars, as Dan Webb is now trying to reel in the 44 of Zabele for the lead. Down the back straightaway they go. Dan Webb to the bottom. Zabele still has a run in that 44. Here they come off of 4 down the front straightaway. Zabele still has the lead, but here comes Dan Webb. Remember, Zabele won the heat race, and he's trying to win that feature as well. So Webb trying to get by Zabele to the bottom as they go through 3 and 4. Webb trying to stick to the bottom. Zabele still up top. Here they come up with turn 4 down the front straightaway. New leader, it appears Dan Webb has the lead by about half a car at the line over Jared Zabele. And Dan Webb is going to clear Zabele for the lead as they go back through 1 and 2. So Dan Webb got the lead after a hard-fought battle with Jason Zabele. Here we go through 3 and 4. Zabele trying to reel in Webb again. He wants that lead back. Here they come up turn 4 down the front straightaway. 8 of 20 laps are in the books. Pretty soon we're going to get the halfway signal. As they run right now, it's Dan Webb followed by Jared Zabele. Then it's going to be Shane Sutorus, Mike McCormick, John McCormick, John Delancey. Out of the race, it is the 07 of Mike Scannell and the 29 of James Anderson, who did not even start the feature race. So right now, up front, it is that red and white number 25 of Dan Webb, sponsored by Merck's in New Smyrna Beach. Merck's Bar and Grill in New Smyrna Beach is the sponsor on the 25, the 5, and the 52. As they come into turn number 4, it looks like we have a battle for the third spot brewing between the 2 5 cars. 2 5 cars have had a battle going in the turns, but Sutorus got a bit of a run on McCormick. We're halfway done with tonight's 20-lap Bomber feature. Dan Webb still blazing the trail up front in that 25, in that Saturn number 25. The Bomber division is a very inexpensive way to race. Basically, all you need is any V4 front-wheel drive car. You got to take all the glass out, take all the seats out, the airbags, take all that out, put a roll cage in it, weld the door shut, put a window net up, you can race. It's a very inexpensive class to race in. The rules are on the New Smyrna Speedway website. And if you want to come out here and race in the Bomber division, then that's great. We'd love to see you out here. But what if you don't want to race a four-banger? What if you don't want to drive a Saturn, or even what Zabel's driving in that Ford Focus? Well, for V6 and V8 cars, the track has minted a new strictly stock division, because there were a few people who were upset that the Bombers became only V4s in the off-season. So down in the description below, I will link you to both the Bomber rules and the strictly stock rules in the description below. Again, we'd love to have you guys come out here and race with us, and both the Bomber and strictly stock classes are very inexpensive ways to race. Also during this lengthy green flag run, I'd love to give a shout out to Todd for the $11 pledge on Patreon. Checker Flag Racing Films is funded by viewers like you, and in the description of every video, the link to my Patreon is included. So once again, thank you, Todd, for the $11 donation. Well, the $11 pledge on Patreon, not donation. The $11 pledge on Patreon. Right now, up front, it's still the 25 of Dan Webb. Just running with it. Pretty soon, they'll be coming up with the 77, the Hyundai Tiburon, driven by John Delancey. Zabele still keeping a respectable distance behind in second as they make their way back to 3 and 4. To the line they go. 16 laps are eating the books tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway. So right now, Dan Webb keeping a respectable lead over Jason Zabele in that 44 Ford Focus. And in third, it's going to be Shane Sutorus. In the fourth spot, that is going to be John McCormick in the 52. And it's Mike McCormick in the other 5 car, followed by the 77 of John Delancey. 17 laps are in the books. There's 3 to go. Soon we'll be reaching that white flag lap. And Dan Webb just wants that white flag to come out so he can hold off Zabele and win. But first, he has to get around a slower car. There might be a slower car on the way, and that's the 77 of John Delancey. So 2 laps to go as they hit the strike. Webb seeing if he has to get with slow traffic. And if that slows him up, then that puts Zabele right back in the picture. Now, slow cars at the track are supposed to stay low, but tonight the slow cars have been going high, but the leaders have to get down low. Again, like I said, the typical rule here is slower cars have to go to the bottom. White flag is out. Dan Webb in that 25 Saturn still has a lead, but Zabele's 44 Ford is still in second. Jason Zabele tries to close the gap a little bit as they go down the back straightaway. Dan Webb still out front in that 25 Saturn. Zabele tries to close the gap, but it's not going to be enough. Coming off of turn 4 to the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of tonight's Bomber feature, it is Dan Webb. Here they all come down the line. Here they all come down. Let's take a look here at that shot, ladies and gentlemen. That is the winning car of Dan Webb. He had a hard-fought run to the front, hard-fought to get his way around Zabele. Very good battle for the lead, and here he comes. And he's a winner again in that number 25 Saturn, sponsored by Merck's Bar and Grill in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Down in the description below, I have the links to my Twitter account you can follow for updates on this channel, and the link to my Patreon where you can pledge to keep this channel up and running. And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, pulling into the Hampton in victory lane. Your Bomber feature winner is Dan Webb.